I call this meeting of the Weslaco ISD Board of Trustees to order. Let the minutes reflect that we have a quorum of trustees are present, that this meeting has been duly called, and the notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. The time is now 6:01. Those trustees present and comprising the quorum are Mr. Patrick Kennedy, Mr. Andrew Gonzalez, Mr. Erasmo Lopez, Coach Armando Cuellar, and myself, Mr. Nieto. Opening prayer, Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, our opening prayer will be delivered by B. Garza Middle School music teacher, Mr. David Trevino. Sir.
Just get in front.
I want to say a quick thank you to Mr. Rebolloso, my principal, for giving me the opportunity to lead a very prestigious group of people in prayer. So with that, let's bow our heads. Father, we come before you to give you thanks, honor, and all the glory. And Father, we have gathered this evening to make important decisions, plan for the future for our students and all of WISD. We humbly ask for your guidance and that we may be receptive to your will for the district as well as individuals. And so tonight, Father, with a strong grip, we take hold of a specific scripture, Jeremiah 29:11, as it beautifully states that your plans for us are of prosperity, hope, and a bright future. I declare this, Father, over WISD and our town of Weslaco. Keep your hand of protection and blessing over us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Pledge of Allegiance at Texas Pledge, Dr. Canales.
We have two wonderful students from middle schools who will be delivering and leading us in the pledge. Mr. Robledo will introduce them.
Your microphone on? Is your microphone on? Yep.
Testing.
Okay, all right. Okay, if I can have these two individuals please step forward here as they will lead us in the pledge, and I'll say a few words about them real quick. Would you like to, we'll go ahead and face the board at this time. First of all, we'll start off with Aiden Gonzalez, who is a 7th grader at B. Garza Middle School and is the son of Adrian and Melinda Gonzalez. Aiden is a member of the CATS newscast, and his favorite class is reading. For fun, Aiden enjoys playing basketball for his team Unique and also plays basketball at the Boys and Girls Club of Weslaco. Aiden hopes to attend Oklahoma University and major in kinesiology and play baseball. How about a big hand for Aiden Gonzalez? And we'd also like to recognize his parents. If they're here, can they please stand and be recognized? Parents? Also, we'd like to recognize Rachel Garcia. She is a 7th grader at B. Garza Middle School and is the daughter of Jolynn and Angel Garcia. Rachel is also a member of the CATS newscast team and a member of the Student Council and the National Junior Honor Society. She competes in UIL and is on the cheerleading squad. Rachel plans to attend Texas A&M University and become a pediatrician. How about a big hand for Rachel Garcia? And if her parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized, parents? Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? We can face the flag that way, kids. And whenever you guys are ready, you can start us. Yeah. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you. Awards and recognition, Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, we have a special recognition for district championships in football, the Weslaco East High School football team. Go Wildcats.
And how about we give them another big hand as they enter the room? Your 31-6A district champion, Weslaco East Wildcats. Got a few more. Come on in. You all can come up to the very front. Plenty of room, guys. We'll get everybody in here. Plenty of room. So tonight we want to congratulate the Weslaco East High School Wildcats varsity football team for their outstanding season. The Wildcats won the 31-6A district championship, going undefeated in district play. They went on to capture the bi-district championship and area championship. The Wildcats also are regional semifinalists, qualifying for the third time, for the sixth time in school history. Now, as I say your name, we would like to recognize you all individually. As I say your name, if you can wave to the crowd, we want to hand you a certificate, okay? We're going to start off with our team members, Giancarlo Ortiz. We also have Jesse Garcia. Jesse? Raymond Vasquez. Raymond? Sergio Martinez. Pablo Gonzalez. Pablo. Alex Vela. Alex. Josh de la Rosa. Josh de la Rosa. Ozzy Gallegos. Joel Martinez. Sean Martinez.
There's Sean.
We have Carlos Roman. Carlos Roman is here. Okay. Prospero Garcia. Julius Gonzalez. Julius. De Forza. Saúl Garcia. Mando Santos. Mando. Joe Lugo. Dominic Fajardo. Silver Rangel. Giancarlo Silva. Diego Ruiz. Christian Villegas. Dacian Chapa. Jacob de la Cerda. Tomás Olmedo. Ethan Fonseca. Michael Ibarra. Noe Castillo. Omar Olvera. Devin Mata. Devin. Steven Garza. Marcus Salas. Zach Fajardo. Marcus Garza. Giovanni Martinez. Jose Zavala. Jorge Peña. Right here, Coach. Rolando Ramos. Josué Morales. Gabriel Villarreal. Julian Gonzalez. David Trevino. Juan Sanchez. Nate Martinez. Yeah, head coach Michael. Coach Michael. Who wrote that? Okay. Who wrote that? I'll figure that out. Okay. All right, now let's move on to some distinctions for these football players. Several players won distinctions, earning the 31-6A All-District honors. We start off with honorable mention for punter Javi Garza. Cornerback Raven Figueroa. Also honorable mention, linebacker Adrian Juarez. Okay. We also have all districts at the second team level, and we'll start off with linebacker Josh Gonzalez. Okay. Cornerback Gianni Barrera. Defensive end, Jonathan Granados. First team honors at place kicker, Gilbert Garza. First team outside linebacker, Erwin Morin. First team middle linebacker, Jordan Velasquez. First team defensive line, Brando Galvan. At cornerback, first team, John Animas. This individual received honorable mention at receiver and also first team safety, Hector Muniz. First team deep snapper and also first team defensive end, Leo Guerra. The following players are from the offensive side and receiving honorable mention distinctions for 31-6A. We start off with receiver, Jacob Gomez. We'll go back to the defense side of the ball for this one. Linebacker, John Valadez. We have tackle, Robert Torres. Honorable mention at fullback, Felix Vargas. Honorable mention receiver, Irving Diaz. Honorable mention tailback, Russell Garza. These players were second team all-district. We'll start off with guard. Second team all-district guard, J.P. Martinez. This individual received honorable mention as a kick return specialist and also second team tailback, Gio Guerra. And now, first team all-district on the offensive side. We'll start off first team, fullback, Randy Cardoza. At tight end, Mario Trevino, first team. First team center, Steely Munoz. First team guard, Jesus Lozano. Also, first team all-district guard, Pedro Posada. Also receiving awards, your 31-6A Defensive Lineman of the Year, Isai Martinez. We also have here this evening your 31-6A Defensive Player of the Year, Giovanni Barrera. Giovanni was also second-team cornerback. Our 31-6A most valuable player, and that is Ramsey Vasquez. Ramsey was also the punt return specialist. We also have our coaching staff that is here from Weslaco East. Let's start off with the assistants. We have Rene Guzman. Coach Guzman. Coach Michael Brown. We have Adrian Gomez. Noel Villarreal. Mike Gonzalez. Ottaway Perryman. Coach Sergio Martinez. We also have Raymond Martinez. We have Andrew Contreras. Coach Danny Salinas. Rolly Segura. Also have here Josh Pedraza. We also have assistant coach Rolly Ramos. We also have Armando Celedon. Assistant coach Matthew Barba. Also assistant coach Jesse Trevino. We also have trainer Javi Banuelos here. And I know there's one more trainer, but I don't have her name down here. Gladys Salceda? Sosa. Oh, Big Tony Munoz is also here. And we'd also like to recognize the 31-6A Coach of the Year, Coach Michael Burgett.
Well, I'm not really prepared to speak today. I even wrote it down. I want to first by saying, Dr. Canales, board members, and all of East Nation, I want to thank you for being part of the district title, by-district title, and area title. These young men gave us 365 to become a great football team. They ran, lifted, and practiced in the middle of the hottest days the summer could offer. They overcame so much to bring pride back to the community of Weslaco. I would like to take a little bit of time to thank Dr. Rivetta, Ms. Peterson, and Armando Cuellar for trusting a first-year head coach 7 years ago to continue the pride that was instilled at East High School. Our East team would like to thank Dr. Gamboa for being a great leader at the East Campus, Oscar Rojas for always being there for all our athletes at WISD, Andreas Cantu for always believing in our teams, Lupe Garcia, Transportation, for making sure we get to our games on time, Orlando Pena, and all of the warehouse for their support. The East Band and cheerleaders for always being there. The 3 great trainers that was mentioned kept these guys going this year. We had a lot of injuries, but they kept it going. I also would like to thank our secretaries, Nikki and Ceci, and my wife, Becky Burgett. Our team captain, Mario Trevino, would like to give a special gift out, even though I didn't see him here today. A very supportive administrator. Our athletes and parents seen this cup. They came to me with this cup and would like to thank Pablo Vallejo for supporting Weslaco East and show our appreciation for such a great leader in the community. With the ball from the Tanaka Bowl this year, we would like to present Pablo Vallejo. Of course, East is very proud to have 3 teams in our district go 3 deep, including 2 Weslaco teams from one community. We want to congratulate Weslaco High and Coach Stroman. That just shows you how many young, fine men we have that compete here at Weslaco. Of course, I have the best staff in the state of Texas, and I really would like to hit them real quick. Michael Brown, our OC, Adrian Gomez, our OC, box coordinator Sergio Martinez, box coordinator Matthew Barba, O-line coach Jesse Trevino, receivers coach Andrew Contreras, and Rolly Ramos. Our defense coordinator, Mike Gonzalez, our defense coordinator, Noel Villarreal, special teams, Otway Perriman, defensive end coach Josh Pedraza, defensive tackle, Rolly Segura and Armando Celadon, outside linebacker coach Danny Salinas, secondary coach Raymond Martinez, and my assistant head coach, defense coordinator, and my UL compliance officer, Renee Guzman. Thank you guys for all you do. Again, we want to thank everybody, and we'll see you in August. And remember, East Side.
North Side.
Parents, if you're here, can you please stand and be recognized, parents? Parents. Weslaco East football parents.
Very, very quickly, just to put things into perspective and just how significant what you guys did this year means. Weslaco East and Weslaco High. You guys beat a lot of very good football teams to get to where you got. You earned the right to represent the Valley in the 3rd round. And for whatever it's worth, those teams that you played are still in the playoffs in the state semifinals. Weslaco East, you are on the map and very well respected throughout the state. Weslaco's not here right now, but they also have earned that distinction. So as a former head coach and having worked with these men over here, the bar is set. We know what's expected, and it won't be long before we'll be playing for a state championship in Weslaco.
Once again, congratulations, Weslaco East Wildcats, Mr. Nieto.
Weslaco East, on behalf of the board, congratulations again on the district title. Of course, your coaches do a lot. Coach Burgett, congratulations. But people say that defense wins championships. And it was apparent when you all played Vela, well, the Panthers, Vela, and South. The defense came through, so Coach Guzman and your defensive staff, congratulations. The offense is great and continue to do well. And the bar has been set, like Coach Cuellar said, and congratulations again. Anybody else?
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
Coaching staff, congratulations on a great year.
Mr. Lopez?
Coach Burgett, you and your coaching staff did an outstanding job with these young men. You know, you molded them. You took them to San Antonio, you know, 3 rounds deep, and all these men are the better for it. You guys, congratulations on a great season, and we're all here in Weslaco are very proud of you guys.
Dr. Canales?
Just, what can I say? Very, very proud as your superintendent. You represent Weslaco ISD, your campus, with everything that you have, and you did that time and time again. And I know with the great coaching staff we have, with the leadership at Weslaco East High School, you will continue that success in the classroom and throughout the course of your lives. Seniors, we salute you, enjoyed having you, and know that you're off to great things. Those of you that are classmen, you set the tone for the next couple of years, because Weslaco East High School will continue to be a success. We believe in you. Thank you for a wonderful season.
Once again, congratulations. Y'all may exit this way. Thank you, guys. Good job, guys.
Congrats again. Outhit 'em.
Good job.
Outhit 'em. Outhit 'em. Outhit 'em. Congratulations again.
Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
Again. Congratulations.
Congratulations already good.
Great job.
Thank you, Mr. Trevino. You did a good job, too.
Vets has always got a good program. But this won't be the district. It's better than district. Oh, okay. Yeah. Who's good? It's Division 2. Okay. Who's good there? Vets is usually pretty good. Donna High, yeah, they've been on the down, but they're gonna hire you. Yeah. Well, I mean, they sometimes they.
Oh. I don't know who his,
That's where.
Are we ready? All right, let's go continue with item number 6, Proclamation for School Board Recognition Month, January 2020. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, January 2020, like every January of every year, is School Board Recognition Month. Mr. Robledo will lead us through a proclamation for this year's recognition.
All right, so whereas the mission of public schools is to meet the diverse educational needs of all children and to empower them to become competent and productive contributors to a democratic society in an ever-changing world, and whereas local school board members are committed to children and believing that all children can be successful learners and that the best education is tailored to the individual needs of the child, and whereas local school board members work closely with parents, educational professionals, and other community members to create the educational vision we want for our students. Therefore, be it resolved that Dr. Priscilla Canales, Superintendent of Schools of Weslaco ISD, does hereby declare and appreciate to the members of the Weslaco ISD School Board and proclaim the month of January 2020 as School Board Recognition Month. How about a big hand for our board members? And we'll be celebrating in January.
All right, let's continue. Public comments, item number 7, no public comments tonight. Item number 8, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, we have 3 items to report this evening. I'll do the first one, and that is student enrollment, insurance. Mr. De La Rosa will lead us through that one, and Weslaco ISD grants, Dr. Garcia, Sergio Garcia, will lead us through that one. So regarding enrollment, we look at this every single week, but a comparison of the 14th week enrollment last year, 2019, to this school year, which we call 2020, we're still down 159. The good news is that when it comes to attendance, same week-to-week comparison a year later, the ADA difference is a positive 47. So our ADA for this year stands at 96.74%. Last year was at 96.41%. And that's about approximately ADA of 15,921 students. On the next slide, you have a comparison by campus levels. You can see middle schools stay in the positive. We do have 112 difference to the negative for elementary schools, a 24 for high schools, and a 27 for ELF Academy, plus the alternative gives us a 159. And then you can see the difference for ADA, with the high schools up 135, So we're very, very proud of that, and the Elf Academy is also up by 3. So that concludes the enrollment average daily attendance comparison report.
Any comments on attendance? Left side?
Where are we at with the daily attendance and the budget? Are we doing okay?
We're doing okay. Oh, well,
We don't have a report yet for the third 6 weeks, but through the second 6 week, we were doing good.
we're doing okay.
It was getting close. It was not the same as budget, but it was getting closer.
Okay.
What did you budget at?
15.
15,864, I believe.
Correct.
I don't remember the number.
Close.
And we're
Hey,
15.
I budgeted lower because we were lower last time.
15.
But we'll have it in January, the meeting in January.
So we'll report the first 3 weeks of school, right,
Right.
in January, the January meeting.
Okay.
Dr. Jaime or Mr. Gonzalez?
Good job with the 88. You know, the numbers are pretty high. Looks good.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yeah, again, along those lines, you know, the ADA, and I know that that's really the number we're looking at, is really good. I know that we've hit trying to find some of our students to come back, and so, again, with the continued efforts, continue the great work.
Coach Cuellar?
It's a continuous process, you know, we just need to keep promoting that Weslaco ISD is the right choice and do everything necessary to honor that and encourage all the people in Weslaco that their children are in the best possible situation academically and in everything else that we have to offer. So, good job, and let's keep it going.
Mr. Lopez, anything else?
Same thing, principals and staff, you guys are doing a good job, and the numbers show. I know that some kids are looking for education elsewhere, and that's okay, but we're gonna give them the best education they can get anywhere here in Weslaco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Continue, Dr. Canales.
Okay, for the next report, we have our insurance, and Mr. De La Rosa will lead us through the next couple of slides.
Mr. De La Rosa, just a moment. Let the record reflect that Dr. Jaime came in at 6:22. Go ahead, Mr. De La Rosa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Dr. Canales, Mr. President, members of the board. This is the standard self-funded, health insurance program slide that we present. I'm going to go ahead and approximate the numbers to kind of, save a little bit of time. So this is data through the end of November. So in claims, the district spent approximately $1.9 million in medical claims last year. At this year, we're at $1.6 million. That's a decrease of a little over $300,000. Prescription drug coverage last year, we're at just at $700,000 versus this year, we're at $539,000, approximate up to $540,000. That's a decrease of almost $160,000. Fixed costs last year, which is of course our admin fees, our stop-loss premiums, we paid last year $503,000 versus this year we're at $239,185.81. So that's a decrease of $264,307.05. That is a big decrease, and I'll kind of go ahead and explain a little bit.
Mike, the numbers you give us are different.
The numbers on the slides.
Sorry, this is not the right PowerPoint that was loaded up here.
Mike, can you speak into the mic a little better?
This is November report, yeah.
So you need the December one. Here, you can use this one.
Oh, we have November.
Here, I have an, here, there's an extra one.
Do you have an
here.
extra one?
Yes, yes.
Right there.
Oh, okay. Is that the right one? Is it?
No, that's last month's.
Okay, let me see if they loaded this month's on here. There you go. So this is the correct one. So Dr. Lance, I'm not sure, that's why the numbers
Didn't
weren't
match.
reflecting what was on the
The
screen from
wrong
what
one
you're
was
reading.
up, okay.
Okay, let me start again.
This was the correct one.
This is
correct.
the correct one, yes.
Right.
So claims at $2.8 million in medical claims versus last year 2.2. That's a decrease of approximately $537,000. On the prescription drugs, last year we're at just a little over $1 million. This year we're at $957,327.11. That's a decrease of $93,000. And this is all just about to get through the fixed costs. Last year at this time, we're at 757,000, versus this year, we're at 226,435.57. That's a decrease of 530,787.46, and I'll go ahead and explain a little bit about that. So, last year at this time, we were at $4.6 million versus this year we're at $3.5 million, excuse me. That's a decrease of $1.1 million. We can run up to 1.2. So if you look down at the decrease in the fixed costs, so that I have the premium for the ISL, which is the individual stop loss premium, and the aggregate stop loss premium. I have our admin fee listed at $93,990. We do receive an RX credit for the admin fees from Blue Cross Blue Shield. So in lieu of them actually giving us cash for the rebates, they keep the rebates and give us that credit. This month it was $79,000. There was a transition credit that was applied to our account, and this transition credit was moving from to their new TPA. So they gave us the new PBM, which is Prime Therapeutics. So we did receive a $200,000 credit. Of course, you have the COBRA premium, and then, of course, we did get an implementation credit for moving to their stop loss of exactly $50,000. So our net admin fees for the month of November were negative $12,750.24, but this is just a one-time deal. So moving forward, we'll start to see a more truer picture, and we still haven't received our premium for September stop loss. So just kind of an explanation as to why the difference.
Are the admin fees normally $90,000?
Approximately $93,000, $94,000 every month.
And the RX credits would not happen monthly?
Well, we're getting a monthly credit in lieu of cash back.
Right, but that RX will happen again next
Yes,
month?
the only thing that'll stay consistent is the RX credit, correct. But
Okay.
we won't see that
Okay,
200,000 or 50,000.
So we can kind of bank on the admin fee and the credit of the RX credit
That's correct.
monthly.
Monthly,
Okay.
correct. Along with your stop loss premiums.
Right. Okay.
Self-funded workers' compensation program, number of claims last year, 44 versus this year, 17. We incurred exactly $160,034.56 last year. This year, we've incurred $58,257.66. And just to give the board an idea of where we've been at over the last few years, as you can tell, in 14 and 15, we incurred $595 in incurred expenses. That was the last year that we had an open network per se for workers' comp. Since moving over to the 504 program, you can see that our costs every year have been cut in half. So 17, 18 was a very good year. Last year was a little more in line with what we've been paying, of course, and this is year where we're starting at 58,000. So just for the board's reference.
Any questions?
Good job.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks,
Rosa.
Mike.
And for the last portion of the report, we have Weslaco ISD grants. We are pursuing several grants. We're in the process for some. Hopefully, we'll hear news soon. For others, we're just working on the application. So Dr. Garcia will present briefly on the grants.
Thank you, Dr. Canales. Good evening, Mr. Nieto and members of the board. So as Dr. Canales mentioned, we are constantly looking for grant opportunities to supplement our educational programs here in Weslaco ISD. We are currently working on 3 grants right now. I'm going to go through the grants that we're working on right now. First of all, we have the TEA School Safety and Security Grant. This one is due on January the 22nd. Mr. Mike De La Rosa and I are working on this. $100 million is appropriated by TEA for schools to work on safety and security. Things such as exterior doors with push bars, metal detectors, vehicle barriers, two-way radio systems, etc. This grant is for middle schools, from what I understand, Mr.
We're working.
For the entire state, yeah.
Right.
It's for the entire state. And then the amount that we'll get will depend on, the application when we submit it, and that's when they'll determine how much money we will get.
What is some of the criteria for the grant? Basic,
Mr. De La Rosa?
just basic criteria. What does it entail?
Actually, the state already carved up what our piece of the grant's going to be, and it's going to be, I believe, from memory, it's just a little over $400,000. And I'll get you the exact number in the update, but we already know what we're going to get. So the criteria is we have to outline what exactly we're going to spend the money on.
Correct.
Down to the, line item, if you will. So we did meet with the District Safety and Security Committee, and the committee recommended to move forward with the access control for Phase 2, which is middle
Good.
schools. So we're currently working on that right now and getting it done.
So they were going to reimburse for what we have
Not the
already
old
done?
one, no, sir.
Okay,
Or not the elementary schools.
right. All right, Mr. Garcia, continue.
Thank you. The other grant that we're working on is a blended learning grant. This is a private grant, and it's funded by HEB. Of course, as information that we've sent you before, on blended learning combines face-to-face instruction with online learning to differentiate instruction for the students. Right now, we've already made the cut for the first phase of the application process, and we're waiting to hear. This week, we should be hearing on the semifinalists. Hopefully, we'll make the semifinalists of 30 school districts. And then in March, they'll let us know whether we make the cut for the 20 finalists for the state. But we've already made the first cut. We're waiting this week to hear from the state, whether we're, not from the state, excuse me, from the grantor, whether we're going to make the final cut in March.
And the monetary amount for this grant is what?
This one is going to be $125,000
Okay.
to local districts, to
And
districts
is
in the
it
state.
for elementary?
This is the blended learning grant is
For elementaries, yeah.
Right?
For
yeah
elementaries.
for elementaries.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
The next one is the technology lending grant. This one is available for the year 2020-21, and this grant would fund up to $100,000 for devices and internet access for students to use at home. This grant, we're currently working on this. This one is due January the 9th of 2020. So Technology Department is working on this grant. The ones we've already acquired, the Project Please, this is Utrgv educational, doctorate, educational leadership in special education. So this is an educational doctorate in educational leadership with an emphasis in special education. And we've already submitted our nominations to Utrgv. We had a total of 9 applicants, and we already nominated 2 to the university. In the spring, early spring, they will have the assessment day in which the nominees are going to be asked to come in, and they go through a series of assessments and conversations, and then they will get selected at this time. The reason why it's a special education leadership is because they want to be able to address the shortage of special education administrators or leaders. The program is 3.5 to 5 years in length. So the first 3 years, they will go through the coursework, and then they go through the dissertation writing. Again, we've nominated 2 out of 9 applicants. We had a very good pool of applicants. This is a great opportunity because all tuition and fees are paid for this doctorate, including professional conference opportunities. They even get a laptop, authentic special education administrative experiences, and classes are to begin in 2020.
So you said that 9 had applied?
Yes, from our district, we
Correct.
had 9 that applied. The university has 14 slots.
Right.
There's only 9 districts that submitted a letter of support in order to participate. So out of those 9, they're going to select 14. Some districts are going to get 2, some districts are going to get 1. I am very confident that our 2 nominees are going to get selected.
And so the committee that selected those were?
The committee was myself, Mrs. Peterson, Mr. Abel Aguilar, and Mr. Neil Garza.
Okay.
And we opened up to the whole district.
Okay, good.
The next one is the, excuse me, the other grant that we've already acquired is the TA Region 13 College and Career Readiness School Model Subgrant. And this one was granted to the 21st Century Early College High School. Mr. Zamora and I worked on this, and it's $15,000 for expenses related to this project. The purpose for it is so that because CT Early College High School was identified in best practices through the CCRSM, they got these $15,000 in order to share some of the best practices that they are, doing at the campus, and they share it through the CCRSM website, through conference sessions and open house opportunities. They will also host webinars or training at the campus, and we'll also provide opportunity site for video production. And of course, the staff, particularly Mr. Zamora, would serve as a resource reviewer for other campuses around the state. The next one is the 2020 Gizmos Mini Grant Program in Science and Math. And in this grant, the district, WISD, will receive a one-year subscription to Explore Learning Gizmos. This is an award-winning online science and math simulations and professional development for up to 20 teachers in the district.
Is this one for secondary or elementary, the Gizmos?
This one is 3 to 12? 3 to 12, and that one, I believe the strategist worked on it. It was
Mrs. Martinez.
Ms. Martinez, Claudia Martinez in science worked on this one.
Okay.
I think that's
Any
it.
questions or any comments?
Any questions, comments? And we will continue to update you on any other grant opportunities that we run across. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 9, consent agenda.
We,
Yes. We're going to pull item V.
I'd like to pull
For right
item
now?
B, please.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez, item what?
B.
B. Mr. Kennedy?
I have nothing to pull.
Dr. Jaime?
I have none.
Okay. Mr. Lopez?
Item L.
Item L. Okay. Coach Cuellar?
Well, the only thing that I'd like to acknowledge is that the donation we got on F
And all donations.
to
class of 66.
acknowledge the fact that, we're very, very appreciative of, we appreciate everything we have, but very significant from that class of 1966, so we're very grateful for that. So.
And FYI, for some of you that don't know about this, class of 66 is donating $40,000 for scholarships for, I believe, 3 schools, or the high schools.
The two comprehensive high schools.
The 2 high schools,
The
Ms.
two
Peterson?
comprehensive high schools.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna pull it anyway, so we'll discuss it.
Are we going to pull it? Do you want to pull it, or you just want to
No,
acknowledge?
I just wanted to acknowledge
You
it.
want to acknowledge. You didn't want to pull it. So, okay.
Okay, so we're pulling B and
L.
I move to approve the consent agenda with the exception of items B and L.
Second.
B.
Correct. We have a motion by Mr. Kennedy, a second by Mr. Gonzalez, to accept the consent agenda, except for item B and L. And of course, we pulled item B also from the consent agenda. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Items to discuss, item B, Mr. Gonzalez.
Ms. Avila, can you please come up?
Item B on the consent agenda, okay.
So item B reads approval of out-of-town valley trip for Wesco High School and Wesco East High School agri-science students to attend and participate in the San Antonio Livestock Show to be held in San Antonio. So I know Wesco High has about 4 to 5 junior FFA that have competed and have won previously. Will their meals and hotels room be provided? Or is it on the parents?
It's going to be on the district,
On the who?
on the district.
On the district.
Mhm.
I had a few calls today and with concerns
It's gonna
that
be in the
we
district.
weren't gonna do it. And so I said, well, I don't know, so once I get to the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the district will pay for those students' meals in the room? Okay,
So that was for the San Antonio Livestock?
Yes,
Show.
ma'am.
Okay.
that was my only question.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Item,
Avila.
item L,
I
Mr.
move-
Lopez?
I move to approve item B.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion by Mr. Kennedy, second by Mr. Gonzalez to approve item B. All in motion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Mr. Lopez.
Item
L.
L. In the past, Dr. Canales, we've had some instances where there's some cuts, and then when the summer programs start, we're in trouble, and people that know this, and this is not gonna happen. Is there any change in the summer programs from last year to this year?
You're talking about the summer programs for children?
Well, the summer work schedule, and as far as the employees, is there any change on that?
Okay. Yes, it's item L. So for employees, it's what's there. It's a following schedule will allow for a 3-day weekend, Monday through Thursday, 7:30 basically to 6 with a 30-minute lunch, Fridays off. The schedule does not include personnel who work on an hourly basis such as custodians, maintenance, et cetera. Okay, and it will begin June 1st, 2020, which is a Monday, and continue until Thursday, July 30th, 2020. Then, for the vacation schedule, so I don't know how that would, you're asking if it will impact
Well,
any.
what I wanna know is there any changes from last year? Is there any more, are you cutting or giving any days off that weren't that way in last year's schedule?
It's the same, okay, so it's
It's
the
the same?
same Monday through, right.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
Nobody's getting less days or more days, everybody's still working their calendar.
It's gonna be the same
Their work
schedule as
calendar.
last year, basically. Okay,
That's what I
that's all I
understand,
wanted
Mr.
to know.
Lopez.
That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
That's it.
So
I
we
make a
have-
motion to approve item L.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Lopez and a second by Mr. Gonzalez to approve item L. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10, discussion items. Item A, first reading of the policy update 114 from the Texas Association of School Boards. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, this is a no-action item right now. It is a first reading. Update 114 encompasses a lot of changes in the law due to, primarily to House Bill 3, but there's lots of other House bills and Senate bills that impact what we do the next 2 years. These policies, TASB Policy Update 114 legal policies reflect the ever-changing legal context for governance and management of the district. Legal policies will not require board action. It's a law, we must follow it, but are provided for your review since they contain information to assist school district officials in the decision-making process. Policies require close attention. Cabot and I are looking at all the policies. We're developing a flow chart to make sure that we understand the policies, number one, that we take any actions that are needed, that we post anything on the website that's needed, that we train the right individuals, and that we loop back and monitor, because when there's changes, sometimes there's new practices that need to accompany the changes. So we will be looking at them very, very closely. And the policies also reflect the practices of the districts and the intentions of the board. So we ask you to look at them very closely too. There are some policies on B that I will be sharing, that we've shared with you, Board of Trustees, that impact governance, and that we will be discussing when we have our board training. So basically, Policy 114 contains 18 local policies, of which 15 have been replaced and 3 have been added. It also contains 1 exhibit deleted and 1 no policy enclosed. There's also 123 legal policies, of which 109 have been replaced, 8 have been added, and 2 have been deleted, and 4 replaced table of contents. So when you print up all the policies, a binder's about, Dr. Garcia, about this thick. Do you have it with you? It's about that thick, so that's what we're looking at, two-sided. Okay, so this is just a first reading. We know that you have access to it. If you have any questions for us, we're here to
And
answer.
I guess we have homework over Christmas break.
And the major topics that are up for discussion, or which ones, Dr. Canales?
There is public participation at board meetings, investments in purchasing, security issues, Senate Bill 11's big, including emergency operation plans and security personnel, cybersecurity, finances, weapons in district parking areas. The list goes on and on. So
Those are the main ones.
those are some of the main ones. Technology's big, student records, information access. A lot of what they covered, Board of Trustees, when you attended the training at Region 1.
Correct.
A lot of those, and even as recent as last week, we were at another legal session to go over policies, and every time we go, there's another one. Or there's something embedded deeply in one of the policies.
Anybody want to take the binder home? You said, Mr. Kennedy?
I was nominating Dr. Jaime here.
All right.
You got the better eyes. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Good. We don't have to have a motion on that, right?
No, it's
Mr.
no
Pettis?
action, no
All right,
action.
no action. Let's go to item B, interim financial reports for the 3 months ended November 30th, 2019. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, another no action item. Mr. Sanchez will walk us through this one.
Okay.
Yes, Dr. Canales, Mr. Nieto, members of the board. For the 3 months ended November 30, 2019, in the general fund, out of $183,844,750 budgeted, we have received $47,637,187. That represents 25.91%. And of all the amount budgeted for all the functions totaling $188,943,204, we have expended and encumbered $41,242,639. That represents 21.83%. Right now, it's early in the year, so we're doing good in all the functions. The expenditures for these 3 months.
So I'm assuming in 95, we've already paid whatever we need to pay to juvenile
We did the
alternative.
purchase order already,
So,
so we haven't paid it all yet, but we have, since we encumbered it, we've
It's been
taken all the money
encumbered.
already.
Okay.
That's what it shows, that 100%.
okay. Any comments?
What's the $5 million deficiency in the excess?
We added money from fund balance for facilities to all the needs. Remember, we're making money from facilities.
Okay.
We added it to the budget, so it came from fund balance, that's why it's showing like that.
Oh, okay.
When we started the budget, it was balanced. It was 183 million, both revenues and expenditures, and then we added money. That's why we have the deficit.
Okay.
All right. Any other comments? All right. Item C, acknowledgement of Hidalgo County Tax Office Collection Report for November 2019, current taxes and delinquent taxes. Dr. Canales.
Did we have that one? Did it come in? Item C?
Oh, no, we don't have it.
Okay, so we're going to pull this one. It did not come in. We sent you a note that on Friday that if it came in, we'd cover it. It's not in.
Okay. Item D, announcement of continuing education credit for board members. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, I do recommend that you review the certified board member training hours as reported by TASB, that is the Texas Association of School Boards. Weslaco ISD did not hold an election for school board trustees this year. However, TASB recommends that school districts announce board member credit on an annual basis. There's 4 different tiers. There's one for first-year board members, Tier 2 for board members along with the superintendent on an annual basis and complete their required team building session and assessment of their continuing education needs. We are doing that this week on Wednesday, on December 11th. Tier 3, first-year board members completing 10 hours of continuing ed hours as part of Tier 3 requirement, and experienced board members completing 5 additional hours on an annual basis. And Tier 4, each trustee must complete at least 3 hours of training every 2 years on evaluating student performance. So you do have before you a chart showing that the total hours for Tier 1, what's pending for Tier 2, that's a teamwork session, that's on Wednesday. Tier 3, the 5 hours that were required, we have everybody at 5 or over the 5. The Tier 4, for Senate Bill 1566, which was completed by everybody on different dates ranging from August, well, actually going back to June 18, actually to May 18, all the way to May 19. For Tier 1, we have 1 trustee pending to complete the Tier 1. And for the total hours, it looks like everybody has what's needed. So I don't know if I have to read them off individually, or if that's good.
Yes.
Yes, individually. Okay, so Sir Armando Cuellar, Coach Cuellar, 6 hours for Tier 1, pending. Tier 2, which is Wednesday. Tier 3, 25.30, 5 are required. Tier 4, completed 5/17/19 for a total 3130 hours. Mr. Gonzalez, 3 hours for Tier 1, pending Tier 2 on Wednesday. Tier 3, 11.5 hours, completed Tier 4 on 8/22/18 for a total of 14.5 hours. Mr. Patrick Kennedy, Tier 1, 3 hours, pending for Tier 2 on Wednesday. Tier 3, 10 hours, completed Tier 4 on 8/22/18 for a total of 13 hours. Mr. Lopez, Tier 1, 3 hours, Tier 2, pending Wednesday. Tier 3, 5 hours, completed Tier 4 on 6/5/18 for a total of 8 hours. Mr. Isidoro Nieto, 3 hours for Tier 1, pending Tier 2 on Wednesday, 6.5 hours for Tier 3, and completed Tier 4 on May 19th, 2018, for a total of 9.5 hours. Dr. Richard Rivera, pending Tier 1, pending Tier 2 with this Wednesday, Tier 3, 7.5 hours, Tier 4, completed on August 22nd, 18, for a total of 7.5 hours. Dr. Jaime Rodriguez, Tier 1, 3 hours, Tier 2, pending this Wednesday, 10.5 hours for Tier 3, and completed Tier 4 on August 22nd, 2018, for a total of 13.5 hours. Mr. Cuellar, who completed training on local orientation to the Texas Education Code for new board members on May 18th, 2019, and attended the legislative update training on September 12th, 2019. This information is to be recorded in the minutes and shall be made available as asked. Is that it?
And I want to commend Coach Cuellar for having 31.30 credits. Good job, Coach Cuellar. And
I had a lot to learn.
And of course, the rest met the minimum criteria that we need. So again, good job, board members. No action item, right? All right. Item 11, discussion possible action items. Item A, discussion of possible action to either renew contract with Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott LLP for delinquent tax collections, or to, number 2, seek request for qualifications for delinquent tax collection services. Dr. Canales.
A couple of points here, Board of Trustees. If renewed, Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott LLP firm's purpose will be to collect delinquent property taxes owed to the district. The compensation for the attorney firm for delinquent tax collection services will be 15% of the total amount of all delinquent taxes, penalty, and interest, which are subject to this contract and which are actually collected and paid to the taxing authority's collector of taxes. There is an enclosed contract. It does contain a clause of early termination by either party, providing the other party a 30 days written notice. If approved, legal counsel will finalize the contract for signature. And basically, the compensation for the attorneys, I mentioned this, is 15% of the total amount of all delinquent taxes, penalty, and interest, which are subject to this contract and which are actually collected and paid to the taxing authority's collector of taxes. Taxpayers who pay their taxes after June 30th of the year to the respective tax levy year will pay the collection fees of the attorneys. So we are recommending, Board of Trustees, that you consider to approve the renewal of the contract with Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott LLP for the collection of delinquent property taxes for a period of 2 years, subject to legal counsel review, or to release a request for qualifications for the collection of delinquent property taxes for a district.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to renew the contract with Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott LLP.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez and a second by Dr. Jaime to renew the contract with Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott LLP for delinquent tax collections. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item B, discussion and possible action for the board to either, 1, renew the contract for appeal and audit services with Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott LLP for administrative appeals and justice appeals, if necessary, of the property value study findings as conducted by the State of Texas Comptroller's Office, or 2, to seek requests for qualifications for appeal and audit services for administrative appeals and judicial appeals, if necessary, of the property value study findings as conducted by the State of Texas Comptroller's Office. Dr. Canales.
Okay, I don't have the paperwork on this one, so I may need to borrow on the rest, Mr. Sanchez. So, Mr. Sanchez, do you want to go over it for us?
Yes, Mr. Nieto, Dr. Canales, members of the board. On this agenda item, the company, Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott, they collect, they work with the State Comptroller's Office to appeal property values. In January, the state controller releases the values for school districts, and if we get the same values as what the state has, what they call the local values, we don't have to worry about it. But when the values are higher, we ask the company to go and appeal them, so they can bring them back to the local value or lower if possible. But the lower the values are, the more state aid we get from the state. So that is, they've been working with us since 2014, and they've been collecting money for us. We collected, received close to $1.9 million already, of which we pay them a commission, or not a commission, a fee, which is stated in the contract. And right now, they submitted 2 appeals for 2015. We're waiting for the confirmation from the state, and they're going to start submitting 2017 appeal as well. So we're expecting about another, at least for the last one, $600 and some thousand to arrive.
So the company's doing a good job.
Yes, they're doing a good job, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, so Board of Trustees, so we are recommending that.
I'll move.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez and a second by Coach Cuellar
Yes.
to renew the contract for appeal and audit services with Purdue, Brandon Fielder, Collins, and Mott for administrative appeals and judicial appeals. The property value study finding is conducted by the State Comptroller's Office. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item C, discussion of possible action for the board to consider approval of a procurement method of construction for the LED lighting district-wide project. Number 1, board determination of procurement method of construction that will provide the best value to the district for the project. Number 2, board determination to retain the authority to rank the proposals to be received for this project, or board delegation of their authority to the administration to rank the proposals to be received. And number 3, approval of criteria and points to be used for ranking the proposals. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, LED lighting provides many benefits compared to older lighting technologies such as fluorescent lighting and HID, that is high-intensity discharge type of lighting, which are still in use today. Savings can be achieved directly through the replacement of LED lighting, being that this new technology consumes considerably less energy than the older lighting technologies. LED lighting provides better quality of lighting. The warranty period for LED lighting products ranges from 5 to 20 years, and which creates an indirect savings through the deferred maintenance of the lights during the warranty period. There is a timeline for the project. We are asking that you approve a procurement method of a construction as a method that would provide the best value to the district for LED lighting district-wide project. An administration recommends the design-build method of construction, that the board makes a determination to retain their authority to rank the proposals to be received for this project, or that the board delegates their authority to administration to rank the proposals to be received, and that the board approves the criteria and points to be used for ranking the proposals. This was discussed at the long-range facilities planning and by our district internal facilities planning. For the long-range facilities planning, it was a priority 3, which it ranges 6 to 10 years. Years. We'd like to see the cost saving that may happen within that time range, and we're bringing it out, and we're asking to just go out for procurement method and out for proposals. And staff is here to answer any questions that you may have.
Discussion. Any discussion that you want to have?
This was the item that was pulled from last.
Correct, yes, in November.
Because there was a previous
Yes.
bid out there.
Well, no,
Or-
no, that's not what, Mr. Kennedy has some questions, whether the savings that we're going to get were enough to pay the loan and the maintenance and everything going on, and yes, there was enough savings from
I
that
think-
proposal that we had received.
I guess, again, for me, it's a priority 3, and there are other priorities. Although I think the LED lighting is very much needed. Again, we're not saying yes, we're just gonna see what's out there, see if there's a guarantee on the savings.
Yes.
I could understand if maybe somebody gives us a guarantee on the savings, then it does pay for the loan, and we save that money at the end that
Yes.
allows that savings to go to the projects
Yes.
that need to get done.
But by going with the design build method, we will go out for request for qualifications to get companies. We're not asking for prices, guarantees, or
Okay.
anything yet. But when whomever responds to the first phase, we'll bring it to the board for approval. Then we'll go and send a request for proposals to ask for more information. At that time, we'll ask them, and we'll have to select the company. When we select the company at that time, we're not going to get specifics on warranty or guarantee that they make or the amount it's going to save us or cost us, but it will be something closer to select a good company. And if the board approves that, the board approves the ranking of those 3, 4, whatever companies we get. And we go to company ranked number 1 as to what is it that they offer and come up with an amount. And I know that this company will start guaranteeing the savings on this, so I'm pretty sure that we can get it to offer a guarantee on it.
Mr. Lopez?
In response to Mr. Gonzalez's concern about us moving forward with this and being a priority 3, I understand that. However, I believe that this priority will pay for itself. So, I mean, there's no money out of pocket coming out of the school district. As a matter of fact, it's a savings in energy, which is money, savings in labor. I believe these lights are guaranteed for how long?
20 years.
20 years.
Guaranteed for 20 years. You know, so that there's a savings just in that.
No, and again,
So I like this program. I've pushed for it, and you know, other districts have done it already. I know that the high school principal Yvette Morales I've asked her several times on some of her buildings have LED lighting in them, the newer ones, and she loves it. You know, so that being said, you know, lighting is very important to reading and students and studying and all that. So I think it's a good thing.
no, again, yes, it is good. Wasn't saying anything other than, I know it's a priority 3. I know it's needed, and I think we can all sit here and say that. My only question was, we're not committing to it just now, just because the priority that the community, the priority that administration have put it at a 3, that's all. So that the community knows that we're being transparent, not that what their word is, their value to what they put into the time that they came in here to put everything in priorities from 1 to 3.
Right.
I just want them to be aware that the possibility of the savings, that if we get the loan, like Mr. Kennedy said, are the savings there to pay for the loan in itself, and in the long run, obviously, we save to make or do the other projects that are needed.
And we have the budget available for this project?
Well, no,
No.
because what
So
we
we
will
go
do
through a
is,
loan?
as I mentioned, we will ask whenever we go out for the packages, that we want the company to provide funding.
Okay.
Just like we did when we did the scoreboard, we had the company, they have somebody that can provide the funding. We're going to pay for it from the savings anyway.
Right.
But they help us to get us a bank or somebody lined up to get the loan.
Do you know what the percentage of the loan will be right now?
I know some of them have been like around 3%, 3 to 4%, which is not a bad rate.
Right, correct. All right. Any other questions or comments? Mr. Kennedy or Dr. Jaime?
No.
No?
You answered
Coach
my
Cuellar?
question, thank you.
Coach Cuellar, any comment? All right. So what do we want to do?
I always mess up this, this one, but I'm just gonna go based off what we heard. I'll make a motion to approve the procurement method of construction as a method that would provide the best value to the district for the LED lighting district-wide project. Administration recommends the design-build method of construction, 1. Number 2, that the board make the determination to retain their authority to rank the proposals?
For the board?
No, for administration,
Oh, for
sorry.
administration.
For administration.
Okay.
Yeah, for administration, not the board.
Okay. And
And then the board approves the criteria.
Okay. So I have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Dr. Jaime? Okay.
These are always too long.
So we have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez for board determination of procurement method of construction to design build, to delegate the authority to administration, correct?
Yes, sir.
And to approve the criteria and points to be used for ranking the proposals.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion, other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Item D, discussion of possible action for the board to consider ranking the engineering firms that submitted a response to the request for information statements to design the plans and specifications, as well as to oversee the construction the Bobby Lackey Stadium Visitor Parking Lot Paving Project. Dr. Canales.
Board Trustees, Administration sent a request for information to 7 engineering firms and received 3 information responses. You have a list of the 7 that were invited to submit a response. The 3 who did submit listed alphabetically are Guzman and Munoz Engineering and Surveying, Inc. out of Mercedes, Texas, M. Garcia Engineering, LLC out of McAllen, Texas, and SWG Engineering, LLC out of Weslaco, Texas. We're recommending, Board of Trustees, that you rank the 3 engineering firms that submitted a response to the request for information statements to design the plans and specs, as well as oversee the construction of the Bobby Lackey Stadium Visitor Parking Lot Paving Project. You do have ranking sheets? Yes, you have ranking sheets before you for you to rank them. And the ranking of the engineering firms would constitute approval for administration to start negotiations with the engineering firm ranked number 1 by the Weslaco ISD School Board. If an agreement cannot be reached with the engineering firm ranked number 1, negotiations will be ended in writing with the engineering firm ranked number 1, and administration will proceed to start negotiations with the engineering firm ranked number 2. And if agreement cannot be reached with the engineering firm ranked number 2, negotiations will be ended in writing with the engineering firm ranked number 2, and admin will proceed to start negotiations with the engineering firm ranked number 3. The same process will continue, and if all negotiation attempts would stop after 3, the selection process would need to start all over again.
Everybody submitted
already
our
ranked
response?
them?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are fast.
How about this side? You ranked them already?
We're done.
So we're just waiting for Mr. Sanchez.
Calculator.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna be faster.
Need a calculator?
1 y 1, 2, 2 y 2 son 4.
This is to design the plans and specifications. He's good.
Double check it. No.
Can we move on to item E while we're waiting? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, he does?
In charge of the presentation.
Yeah, he does item E. There we go. We're not going to do G? Okay. Okay. Got it? Okay. Yes. Dr. Canales, read the totals there.
The total score for engineering firms. Okay, at 16 points, it's Guzman and Munoz Engineering and Surveying, Inc. At 9, M. Garcia Engineering, LLC. And at 11, SWG Engineering, LLC. The firm with the lowest number of awarded points will be ranked number 1, so that's M. Garcia Engineering, LLC. Is that correct, Andres?
The lowest. Okay, so we have a motion.
I move to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Dr. Jaime. To approve M. Garcia Engineering LLC for the, I lost track here.
It's actually an approval of the entire ranking.
Okay,
That's what the action needs to be on.
So it's
okay, so we have this action to approve M. Garcia Engineering LLC to design the plans and specification as well as oversee the construction of the Bobby Like Stadium visitor parking lot project, paving project. Any discussion?
You probably want to indicate in there that as part of the motion, and you don't get to number 2 or number 3 unless negotiations cease with number 1, but to approve the ranking, that's the,
I'll make a motion to approve the ranking,
you could just amend it.
or
amend the motion.
amend my motion to approve the work, but to also include the ranking that was just done by the board.
Okay, Dr. Jaime, you okay with that?
Yes.
All right. So we have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez, a second by Dr. Jaime. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item E, discussion of possible action for the board to consider approval of final completion of the replacement of the chillers and related equipment for Annex A and B and the gymnasium at Central Middle School, CSP number 190429 as follows. Number 1, final completion of the project including delayed days. And number 2, deductive change order for the unspent balance of the owner's contingency and credit for reduced scope of work. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, we recommend that you consider to approve the following for the replacement of the chillers and related equipment for Annex A and B and the gymnasium at Central Middle School, the final completion of the project, and deductive change order for the unspent balance of the owner's contingency and credit for reduced scope of work. The project was approved and the total cost was $433,992. Contingency, the project unused contingency is credited back to Weslaco ISD of $10,000. Credit, there is a credit for a change in scope of work performed of $5,798. The total credited amount is $15,798. The project cost is $418,194. Payments to date, we've paid $257,917.40. The balance owed to the contractor is $160,276.60. So we're asking that you approve both the final completion of the project and deductive change orders for the unspent balance of the owner's contingency and credit for reduced scope of work for Annex A and B and the gymnasium at Central Middle School, and we're talking about the chillers and related equipment.
Americo and Coach Riojas, everything great? Everything's great, working perfect?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Patrick.
I move to approve the final completion of the project, including the deductive change order and the credit for the reduced scope of work.
Second.
Second.
So we have a motion by Mr. Kennedy and a second by Mr. Gonzalez to approve the final completion of the replacement of the chillers and related equipment, including the delayed days and, of course, the unspent balance of the owner's contingency and credit for reduced scope of the work. Any discussion? Other discussion?
I want to say we came in almost 16,000 under budget.
Yep.
Fantastic. Really good.
Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item F, discussion of possible action for the board to consider approval of the final completion of the building improvements project for the Advanced Manufacturing Technology Shop at the Joe Calvillo Cade Complex and the welding woodworking shop at the Pete Abrigo Ag Farm Complex, CSP number 180320 as follows. Final completion of the project, including delayed days. And number 2, deductive change order for the unspent balance of the owner's contingency and liquidated. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, in March 20th, 2018, you approved NM Contracting LLC for the construction of this project in the amount of $686,500. The scope consisted of the remodeling of existing facilities into an advanced manufacturing technology shop, an instructional classroom at the Joe Calvillo Cade Complex, and a welding woodworking shop and instructional classroom at the Ag Farm. The project was completed late, incurring liquidated damages. After board approval, we will proceed to process the project's final payment. So I read the total cost. The contingency, the project unused contingency balance is credited back to Weslaco ISD, and this was approved by the board in May 2019. That's $34,213.16. The delay days, 5 days approved. The liquidated damage to be assessed, project was finished late after the contract substantial completion date, pending approval of the 5 delay days, 188 days times 300 for $56,400. There were 18 months of extended warranty in exchange for $10,000 credit to the contractor from the liquidated damages owed. That's $10,000. The total's credit amount was $80,613.16. 5 days increase, and the project cost $605,886.84. Payments today $588,237.63. Balance owed to the contractor $17,649.21. Staff is here if you have any questions.
Coach, so
Got it.
we got the warranty extended 6 months? An additional?
18 months.
18 months, I'm sorry.
18 months, yes, sir.
And so so you're still under budget? Good job. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez, a second by Coach Cuellar,
Yes.
to approve the final completion of the building improvement project for the Advanced Manufacturing Technology Shop at the Joe Cabello Arcade Complex and the Welding Woodworking Shop at the Pete Abrigo. Any other discussion?
What's normal warranty? Just 12 months?
1 year.
1 year.
Yes, sir.
So we got the year plus 18. Thank you.
We're pleased with the projects.
Yes, sir. Nice project.
Mrs. Avila? Okay. Any other discussion?
And the motion also includes the deductive change order for the liquidated
Correct.
damages.
Yes.
Okay, including the delay days and the deductive change order for the unspent balance of the owner's contingency and liquidated, correct?
Yes.
All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item G, Dr. Canales.
Board trustees, we are pulling that one. We're not ready, and we will provide an update to you later.
All right. The board will now go into a closed meeting to discuss the following: personal matters, employment of personnel, resignations, deliberation regarding the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, superintendent's recommendation for the position of Director of Information Systems, PIMS. Item B, deliberation regarding acquisition of real property. Item C, consultation with attorney regarding or pending contemplated litigation. A settlement offer, matter in which the duty of the attorney to the Weslaco ISD under the Texas Disciplinary Rules of Professional Conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. It is 7:30, and we will be going into executive session. 7:30. It is 8:45, and the Board of Trustees now continue with the Open Meeting Act. Item A, possible action, if necessary, on items discussed in closed meeting. Item number 1, discussion and possible action on new employment. Dr. Canales?
Board of Trustees, I recommend that you approve the employment of personnel as discussed in closed session.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez, a second by Dr. Jaime, to approve new employment. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 2, discussion of possible action on resignations.
Board of Trustees, I recommend that you approve the resignations, retirements of certified professional personnel as discussed in closed session.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez, a second by Mr. Kennedy, to approve a possible action on resignations as discussed in executive session. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, discussion and possible action on recommendation for the position of Director of Information Systems, PIMS. Dr. Canales?
Board of Trustees, for Weslaco ISD's Director of Information Systems / PIMS, I recommend Mr. Sergio Science.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Kennedy, second by Mr. Gonzalez, to approve the recommendation for the position Director of Information Systems, Mr. Sergio Science, correct?
Yes, sir.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, discussion and possible action on acquisition of real property.
No action.
No action. Okay. Adjournment.
So moved.
8:48.